Welcome to the next segment of the CERRA Special Series. My name is Jenna Hallman, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the Executive Director here at CERRA, the Center for Educator Recruitment, Retention, and Advancement. Today, we're going to have a conversation with Braden Wilson, the 2025 South Carolina Teacher of the Year. The South Carolina Teacher of the Year completes a one-year residency with us here at CERRA, which allows them to travel the state in a brand new BMW while they visit teacher cadet classrooms, teaching fellows, and other students interested in education, as well as teachers currently in the profession. Braden, thank you so much for being here with me today. We are excited to hear a little bit about your journey so far and what brought you to being South Carolina Teacher of the Year. Let me start by asking you to introduce yourself to our viewers.
Okay, well, I am Braden Wilson. I am an 8th grade social studies teacher, and I'm currently the 2025 South Carolina Teacher of the Year.
And Braden, when we were first getting to know you, we learned that you were a part of all of CERRA's programs and all the way back to Teacher Cadet. So I'm wondering if you could talk to me a little bit about that experience and how that encouraged you to become a teacher in South Carolina.
Absolutely. So I knew from a young age that I really wanted to go into the education profession, but I had a lot of people that were, discouraging me from taking that path for some reason or another. And I was still really drawn to it. So I thought, I'm going to do Teacher Cadet. And if I enjoy it, then that's going to be a sign for me to maybe pursue this passion. And one thing that I talk about with teachers across the state now is the importance of collaborating with each other, not just getting to know your students, but advocating for them with each other. Because I'd had my current Teacher Cadet teacher, Miss Ellen Paul, who was phenomenal, but she was also my 10th grade ELA teacher. And I gave her a bit of a run for her money in 10th grade. So I did not think I was going to get into the Teacher Cadet program, honestly. But I had another teacher, Miss Marvin, who advocated for me and said, Braden, I think she could really be good at this. I think we should give her a chance. And that honestly altered the entire course of my life, because I don't think I would be a teacher without Teacher Cadet, because it gave me the experiences of actually getting in a classroom and seeing what goes on behind the scenes and learning a little bit more about all of the effort and the relationships that go behind teaching. It's not just the curriculum. And I thought, this is something I could really, really do. And that was because of Teacher Cadet.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And I thought you had two really key points there that I want to ask you about just briefly. You mentioned that somebody sort of tapped you on the shoulder and said, you should be a teacher, and how important that is. Can you speak to that and how the fact that somebody recognized those skills or those attributes in you and how that impacted your future?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like a lot of people are dissuaded from becoming teachers for one reason or another, like I said. And one thing that's beautiful about a now pro team and the Teacher Cadet program is it doesn't take kids that say, oh, I want to be a teacher immediately. It takes students that really have potential in certain areas that would make them a phenomenal educator. And so for me growing up, until I had a 6th grade teacher say, so much, you'd be a wonderful teacher, being an educator was not on my radar whatsoever. So to have teachers that look for those key traits in you, whether it's your ability to lead a classroom, your ability to make connections with students, your love for a subject, or for just kids in general, I think that's a really important factor as well, because there's so many factors pushing you from education. To have somebody see talents and skills in you that would encourage you to go into the field is a great thing.
So Braden, thinking back to Teacher Cadet and the experiencing education curriculum, are there any lessons that stood out to you or any key values or key learning that came out of that program that are still a part of your educational philosophy today?
Absolutely. Well, I know that when I started Teacher Cadet, I didn't realize the science that really went behind learning. I just thought we all sort of learn the same, and that's definitely not true. And I know that, of course, today. But I was really introduced to that through the Teacher Cadet program. Starting off really learning about the different styles of learning, types of learners that you'll have in the classroom. And I know to this day, I think back to the lessons that I had in Teacher Cadet where we would practice with teaching to different styles of learners. Also, throughout the teacher cadet program, especially with the instructor that I had, it was a real focus on getting to know your students and then teaching to those students, not making the students meet the content. And that's been something that has really followed me throughout my career and something I'm really passionate about doing in the classroom. And that came from teacher cadet and having practice with it.
That's amazing, that opportunity to really differentiate instruction. So as we're finishing up sort of our peek into your experience with teacher cadet, do you have any advice for current cadets?
Oh, absolutely I do. When it comes to teacher cadet, I feel like a lot of students don't enter into it because they think, oh, I don't want to be a teacher. And you don't really quite know until you get in and experience the program. Because I had the thoughts, well, maybe I'll do this, probably not. And when I got into it and got to experience the classroom settings and the different things that go into lesson planning and just interacting with students in general, that's when it really started to hit me, hey, I could really do this and this could be a great career for me. So if you're interested or somebody points out a skill or any sort of trait in you that makes you think, you might be a good teacher, it's a great thing to go and try and see.
Absolutely. Well, we enjoyed talking with Braden today and learning about her experience. In the next segment, we'll talk about her experience as a teaching fellow.